Hey, how's it going,
Hi.
guys? I have a very special guest here. I have my lady love, Camera Jean.
Me.
She is a big help to the channel. She makes all of the thumbnails. Everybody give her a round of applause in the comments. She does so well. And we are here to finally give our picks for our favorite movies of 2024. We each have 10. We're going to go back and forth. Before we get started, we have some honorable mentions. Would you like to go first?
Okay. My honorable mentions are Dune Part 2, The Nickel Boys, Late Night with the Devil, The First Omen, and Twisters.
Very nice. My honorable mentions are Furiosa, The Brutalist, Kinds of Kindness, Kneecap, Anora, Queer, Conclave, and Between the Two Temples. Now, I will, in the description, put a full thing of honorable mentions there, so if you're looking for even more movie recommendations from 2024, look down in the description below. With that, let's get into our number 10 pick.
Number 10, I have We Live in Time.
Say what you liked about it.
And it was really sad. Really, really sad. But I thought it was really good. I thought Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh did a really good job. Why are we upside down? Oh, we're back. I just thought it was a really good, very meaningful movie, and you don't see romantic movies put together in that way. So, thought it was really cool.
Very nice. For my number 10 pick, I have Long Legs. One of the year's most divisive horror movies. I really resonated with it, especially on a rewatch. I think this is a movie you can get a lot out of. There is so much thought and lore behind the story here. I think the central two performances from, what is her name? The girl from It Follows, I can remember, Micah something. And obviously Nicolas Cage. I think they play off really well. I think Nicolas Cage is haunting in this movie, one of his best performances. I think Micah Monroe, that's her name, was really great in this film. I think she really portrayed not like necessarily a neurodivergent character, but somebody who obviously doesn't fit the mold of who you would expect from this detective type. And I think she plays that really, really well. I really loved her performance. And yeah, I think Osgood Perkins delivered one of the scariest and densest horror films we've had in a while.
For my number 9, I have Heretic. I thought maybe it's just because it defied my expectations so wildly, but I just expected some Blumhouse BS, and I don't know, was it Blumhouse?
It was A24.
Yeah, but I was expecting some crap, and it was really thoughtful and really thought-provoking. I feel like I don't watch a lot of movies and feel like I learned something, but in that movie it was also really scary and tense and threw you for a couple loops that I wasn't expecting.
Number 9 pick is Dune Part 2. This movie really grew on me the more I thought about it. We actually listened to the audiobook shortly after it came out. And I really just immersed myself in this world and really grew an appreciation, there we go, for this very heady, very, once again, dense sci-fi flick that I think, one, really shows the passion of the filmmakers behind it, especially Denis Villeneuve. I think he cements himself as one of the great modern directors with this movie, and just that people care about, not necessarily, yes, this is a franchise movie and it's this big action movie, but it takes itself seriously. It has something to say, and it challenges a lot of the audience who is watching it, and a lot of people are really receptive to that, which I think is fantastic. This feels like a monumental movie, and it's not higher up on my list just because there were a number of other movies that I found personally more resonant with myself, but I would feel pretty remiss if I didn't include a spot for Dune Part 2.
Number 8, I have Longlegs. I realized, because Longlegs is on Jake's number 10, that it might seem like I like it more than he does, but he just has more stuff that he likes. I like Long Legs was really good, and I think I definitely need a rewatch of it, so I'm giving it a little more credit because I know that, like, when I see a scary movie like that for the first time, I'm too wrapped up in being really anxious, so, especially in the theaters, so I don't appreciate it for all that it is, and I know that if I gave it a rewatch, it would be deserving of a number 8.
My number 8 pick is going to be A Real Pain. This is a movie that I wanted to see, but I didn't really have high expectations for. I thought it was going to be an emotional experience and a movie that tugs at your heartstrings, and that's about it. But what Jesse Eisenberg was able to do with this film was tap into a specific kind of emotion that not all of us can relate to, but in a way is so human and so untapped that I was riveted the entire time. I thought Kieran Culkin's performance was so real and so raw. I feel like, that kind of character isn't portrayed in film the right way a lot, and the kind of relationship that they have going through this very traumatic experience felt like the most human thing I watched all year. So I definitely think this movie deserves a place on my best of the year list.
For my number 7, I have Civil War. I thought I was another one of those movies where I expected it to be not as serious as it was, and it really hit the nail on the head. Like, it really resonated living in this world, and I just thought it was really great.
My number 7 pick is a movie called La Chimera. This came out earlier in the year. It had a lot of festival buzz, but then kind of disappeared into the indies. But I really, really love this. Not only is Josh O'Connor one of my favorite actors currently working, you will see him again in this list on both of our lists. Spoiler alert. But he really is only the tip of the iceberg with this film. It's so rich, and it builds such specific atmosphere and gets really weird in places, but in a way that always makes sense. You always buy into the absurdity here, and it's able to create a lot of emotion, and especially if you're going through that time period in your life or just recently have of feeling kind of lost, not knowing your place in life, but going through these odd experiences anyway just to live. I feel like this movie really, really nails that emotion. So yeah, definitely deserve.
Number 6, I have Conclave. I thought Conclave was so freaking good. It was so funny, and I like movies like this where they're not a comedy, they're not anything like that, but they're really funny. Because they're, yes, yeah. Oh my god, the drama.
The gossip.
It was so good. It was so good.
Number 6 is going to be I Saw the TV Glow. I actually went really back and forth with this one. It was up and down my ranking throughout the year. But I really ended up coming around to it, not only because I love We're All Going to the World's Fair, Jane Schoenberg's other movie, but specifically for how important this film is. We haven't gotten something this specific to the trans experience in this high profile of a film, I think, ever. So to have that voice out there and for it to be as creative as it is, for it to be as forward-thinking as it is, for it to be as itself as it is, if that makes sense, I really think it climbed up the ranks because of that, and also because of how visually stunning this film is, because of all of the emotions it makes you feel, because of the performances. I really ended up coming around to this one.
For number 5, we have The Substance.
So we both have The Substance at number 5. Cameron, I will let you take charge here.
I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
This is another movie that I need to rewatch because I was really scared and really grossed out. It was like, Actually, the final scene made me really nauseous, which doesn't normally happen. So I need to get back in there and relive it to the fullest extent. But oh my god, Margaret Qualley, Margaret Qualley is the coolest girl ever. And I love her, and I love Demi Moore, and I need more of it. I need to watch it again. So good.
I remarked in my Letterboxd review, so I don't normally get popcorn. I do now, but like then I wasn't really doing popcorn, but that night, for whatever reason, I decided to get popcorn, and I was like, of all movies to be eating during, I picked this one.
Yeah.
That was very dumb on my part, but I think that speaks for how loud, in your face, and angry this movie is. I think that's easily its best quality is relentless. And yes, the messaging may be on the nose and something we've heard before, but it's never been this loud, this angry, and this bluntly pointing the finger to the problem and saying, this is what is wrong with this particular issue, and I loved it about that. And it was scary, and it looked awesome, and Margaret Qualley is awesome, and so is Demi Moore.
Hotties. For number 4, I have Anora. I thought I was gonna rank it higher, but I don't know. I should have rewatched all of these movies before, but it was a toss-up between Anora and the next one, and I don't think Anora resonated with me as much in terms of that, like, heartbreak and betrayal and anger. So yeah. But I loved it. Oh my god, I thought it was amazing.
My number 4, so my top 4 this year, my number 1, the second I saw it, the second we walked out of the theater, I was like, this is my favorite movie of the year, and it hasn't changed. But 4, 3, and 2 are basically interchangeable and have been in that number 2 spot. But for now, I'm landing at number 4, Nosferatu. I don't want to get too much into it because it is on Cam's list, spoiler alert, a little bit later on. But this is a movie made for me. I love vampires. I love cool gothic stuff. I love Robert Eggers.
You didn't say the name.
Oh, Nosferatu. Number 4 is Nosferatu. Duh. We rewatched it. I watched it 3 times now. It's one of those movies that, like, it's like specifically made for me. You know, even if some people have a problem with it, even if some people don't like it, it is my personal, like, brand of a film that I just adore. Some stuff like The Batman or Iron Claw, I could watch it 30 more times and not get sick of it. I loved everything about Nosferatu and went pretty in-depth in my review, and plus Cameron has more to say about it later, so I'll leave it at that.
For number 3, we have Challengers. Oh my goodness gracious. Challengers is invigorating. Challengers is like when you just ran a lap around the track and you stop and you're like, Challengers is so good and keeps your heart beating the whole time, and like just the characters and the energy, oh my gosh, so good. And the drama, oh my goodness, those boys. So yeah.
My third film is Nickel Boys, or my number 3 film is Nickel Boys. I also went into this in my Oscars ranked film thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. But this movie is really important. I think that not only is it telling a narrative, again, that hasn't ever been told before and is such a lived-in experience, but it's also told from the perspective that we've never seen before. The camera being a character and the point of view, I thought was so brilliant. I love the way this movie's edited. I think it flows so well. I think it tells certain parts of the story at the right times, even though it does jump around quite a bit. I think that it really hammers home the point of not like necessarily generational trauma, but how trauma affects somebody throughout different points in their life. yeah, this movie is something that everyone should see. Like, obviously, you know, we like to keep these videos lighthearted and fun, but this is like legitimately, I'm being serious. Go watch this movie and experience it for what it is.
Number 2 is A Real Pain. This movie was so good. Like, I think me and Jake, like, we both didn't really have high expectations, and we weren't, like, thrilled to go see the movie, and I think that... Are you burping?
I just burped once. I'm sorry.
I think it made it so much better to have no expectations for this movie and experience it fully for what it is, because it just... Like, if you're there with the characters, you know, and you're on that level and you have been there before in these kind of experiences, then it just speaks to you on a whole nother level that I don't know if anything else really has. And yeah, it tackled a lot of feelings that are so hard to accurately address in a movie. So yeah.
My runner-up, a movie that I really didn't think was going to be beaten until my number 1 came out, Challengers. I love Challengers. Luca Guadagnino has really just weaseled his way into being probably my favorite director currently working. This film has everything. It feels like it's treated with the same seriousness as something as like a duel to the death. And I love the intricate relationship that the three of them have. I love the triangle of, of manipulation. I love...
Yes, tell him.
I just love everything about this movie.
Yes,
I've raved about it too much. And yeah, I love
Never
Challengers.
enough. Okay. And for number 1, we have Nosferatu. Oh my goodness gracious, this movie is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. It is my favorite thing ever. I bought the perfume. I have the poster on my wall.
You're welcome.
Every night I look out my bedroom window and wish for some being to come to me. This whole was #King, #boyfriend goals. Husband goals, I suppose. You could be Nicholas Hoult. Anyway, Nosferatu, number 1, forever. Thank you.
My number 1 is A Different Man. This movie rocked me the first time I watched it. We went up to see a friend in Massachusetts, visited him in college, and saw it in like a small independent theater. And I've been wanting to see the movie for a while. I heard about it, I saw the poster and like instantly put it on my watch list. But I was not prepared for how deeply this movie affected me. It is simultaneously so strange and so bizarre, yet so human and so relatable in so many ways. I love films that are not only journeys, like very, not mapped out, but a specific span of somebody's life, but is so also like a character study and really delves into what makes this person who they are. And I love watching those kinds of movies, especially when they're about odd people. And yeah, I really resonated with this. I love like the David Lynch isms of this movie. I love all of the practical effects it uses. I love that it feels kind of like a play at times. I think Sebastian Stan and all of his co-hosts, or co-stars, not co-hosts, whose names I don't know at the moment, were brilliant. This movie is really what I want more out of in the film industry, and we haven't gotten something like A Different Man in a really long time, and I will be singing this film's praises for years and years and years to come. Easily, honestly, I could slide it into like my top 100 favorite movies of all time. I adore A Different Man.
Okay.
So that's our list. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for being patient. I know it's March, but
whatever.
Yeah, these videos take a while because we're procrastinators and we have lives. But
There's no reason these videos should take so long.
no, there isn't. We just. But it's okay because Cameron joined me, and I love her very much, and I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Wait, stop.
Oh, sorry.
I want to show Joni.
Show Joni. We have to show our child.
She biting her toes. Ew. Hold on. Come here. I know I'm so.
Let us know your lists in the comments, please. I really want to know what everybody else was loving this year. Do a 5, top 10, do a full top 20, 50, whatever you want to do. Please let me know in the comments.
Oh, she's stretching.
And say hello to our cat. She's only 2.
She's only 2. And
Right, she's 2 now?
She smells really bad. She smells like poop. Okay.
Alright.
Thank you so much for
guys.
watching.